restructuring is absolutely critical for the upcoming fiscal year. We cannot afford to ignore these trends moving forward.
Hilarious. Where do you come up with this stuff?
It's just something I heard at the last meeting.
You know, it's funny. AI doesn't just write. It kind of writes with an accent. Yeah, a telltale accent that's a dead giveaway once you know what to listen for. And today, we're going to learn how to spot it. Think of yourself as a digital detective. Let's jump in. All right, first up, a little test for you. Take a look at this sentence on your screen. What's your gut feeling? Does that sound like a person talking or something else? Just hang on to that thought for a few minutes. I promise, by the time we're done here, you'll know the answer for sure.
So the whole idea we're exploring is actually pretty simple. These large language models, LLMs, they all have a very distinct, a very identifiable writing style. It's not really a dialect, but you could call it an electronic idiolect, a unique way of communicating that's literally baked into its programming. Now, this isn't just some random quirk. It's more like a statistical fingerprint left behind at the crime scene. This accent comes directly from how an AI is built to think and write. It's kind of like a ghost in the machine, and we're about to meet it. Okay, so what exactly causes this fingerprint? Well, to really understand an AI's accent, we've got to take a peek inside its slightly blurry robotic brain. The big secret is a concept from statistics called regression to the mean. See, an AI's main job is to predict the most likely next word based on the mountains of text it was trained on. So it naturally just drifts toward the average, the generic, the most common patterns. It ends up smoothing over all the sharp, weird, and wonderful edges of real human writing. Here's a fantastic way to picture it. It's like an AI takes a sharp, detailed photograph and turns it into a blurry, generic sketch. It loses all the specific, interesting details, but at the same time, it shouts even louder about how important the subject is. And this is a perfect example of that. On the left, you've got a very specific, verifiable, and honestly, a kind of quirky human fact. But on the right, that's the AI version. It's blurry, it's generic, and it's way over the top. It basically trades the truth for some statistically common but ultimately empty praise. So now that we get the why, let's get practical. Let's make this useful. Welcome to your official field guide for spotting AI in the wild. Okay, tell number one. I like to call this significance puffery. AI just has this desperate need to make everything sound incredibly important. You'll see phrases like pivotal moment, evolving landscape, and my personal favorite, a testament to. And here's a classic case. This sentence was written about the origin of a single word. The AI took one little fact and just blew it up into this grand statement about enduring legacies and transformative power. Come on, it's too much. All right, our second tell is what we'll call promotional language. For some reason, AI often sounds like it's writing a travel brochure, even when it's talking about something totally neutral. So be on the lookout for words like vibrant, rich tapestry, and, of course, nestled in. I mean, you can practically hear the cheesy tourism ad music, right? Nestled, breathtaking, vibrant, rich cultural heritage. It's textbook. It's a classic case of an AI trying to sell you on a place instead of just, describing it. The third big tell is the use of weasel words to create this sense of vague authority. AI just loves to say things like, experts argue, or observers have cited, but it almost never tells you which experts. It's a sneaky way to sound super credible without having to back it up with actual proof. And our last tell comes down to what we can call structural tics. AIs just adore bolding every other word, they love grouping things in threes, and they use these weird inline header lists all the time. These little formatting habits are like a robotic fingerprint, making the text feel really formulaic and mechanical. But here's the thing, this isn't a static picture. The very people who are building these AIs, they're in a full-on race to erase this accent, which brings us to our next big question.
Yeah, developers are actively trying to train these tells right out of their models. They're creating new rules for them, blacklist all that puffery, ban the weasel words, and actually reward the AI for keeping those weird, specific details that make writing feel human. And this race, it matters a ton in the real world. Get this, a staggering 93% of executives say AI is absolutely critical to their strategy, but only 13% of their boards feel like they have the skills to actually manage it. That massive gap is exactly why making AI communicate more clearly and honestly isn't just a technical puzzle, it's a huge business imperative. So really, this is an ever-evolving game of cat and mouse. The tells we're learning to spot today might be engineered out of existence by tomorrow, only to be replaced by new, even more subtle ones. So why are we going through all this? Why even bother learning to spot an AI's accent? Well, because this skill, it turns out, is about way more than just winning a little party trick. Honestly, this is a fundamental skill for navigating our world today. It's about critical thinking. Not just what is being said, but how it's being said. It's about media literacy in a world that is just flooded with AI-generated content. And maybe most importantly, it's about learning to value what makes human writing so special. The nuance, the specificity, the beautiful, messy imperfections. Oh, and that sentence from the beginning, with pivotal moment and significant shift? Yep, total AI puffery. You spotted it. So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with a question to chew on. As AI gets better and better at hiding its accent, as that accent gets fainter and fainter, what part of human writing is truly irreplaceable? What's the one spark in us that can never, ever be replicated?